Recording in progress. Hello, everybody. Make host. Yes. There you go, Tam. You are host. Okay. So, yes, as I was just saying before we started recording, forgive my floofy hair today. Nothing is working for me today. It's one of those days where spirit has control and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if it's because our group tonight, I did a contest, if you hadn't heard about it, where tonight I'm going live on Facebook, and I'm going to give away free readings to whoever calls in, just like the old days. And I'm going to give away a free reading, a free private reading. We did a draw, so all you had to do was tag 5 people on the post that I did on Facebook, and your name was entered. And if you take 10 people, then your name was entered twice. And we're going to pull one of those names tonight when I come on at 6 p.m. to do the live readings, and that person will win a free private reading. You can use that in person, video, phone, whatever works. But okay, so you guys, there's a lot going on right now. Holy. So just in the last 24 hours, there's before the helicopter incident, which I don't know if you heard me say that, I had the TV on in my room, and Spirit finds new ways to mess with me every day. But this was a new one. Never seen this one before. My TV, all of a sudden, the entire screen went red, and then green, and then blue, and then white, and then black, and it just kept circling, like flashing, and then different colors. And it would not stop. I turned it off. I turned it on. I tried changing channels. I tried pushing every button there was. Nothing would work. I called my daughter. I'm like, this is new. She's like, what? And I'm showing her. She's like, that's so weird. So she went to go get my son, the little techie guy. And I was like, don't bother. I'm pretty sure it's spirit. All I got to do is unplug it from the power source. Because spirit, so if you're having any kind of electrical issues from spirit, please remember that it relies on the power source. It can only do that because it has a power source coming from the wall. So if you unplug it from the wall, it should, if it's coming from spirit, it will disrupt their power source. And for the most part, unless you have a spirit that's connected to earthly energies, which means they haven't crossed over, then that's not good. But that's an entirely different thing. Anyway, so I unplugged it from the wall, turned it back on, and it worked fine. Then the helicopter started circling my house. Then we had time travel this morning, and I say time travel, or whatever you want to call it, dimension jumping, whatever that was, time distortion, I guess would be the better word. And I know a lot of people have been experiencing this. Usually it's not as dramatic as like 15 or 20 minutes of your day gone. Usually it's like 3-4 minutes here and there. But just know that if you've been experiencing this, you are not crazy. And then as I was getting ready for today, the reason why I was a little bit late, you guys, is because I went to plug in my computer, and the whole breaker, the whole bedroom, all the power, everything completely gone. I was like, all right. So I had to go downstairs and reset the breaker, and there's nothing on in here that could, I've got a lamp on. So this is spirit. They're draining the energy today. So this is going to be fun live readings. Yay. Okay. So I don't know where I'm going to start. I think, Wendy, I'm going to start with you because it's been forever since I've read for you. So I think I might come to you first. Your mom is on the other side, isn't she? Because this lady's like, here, she's going, me first, me first, me first. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so you'll just have to take me off mute, and then we will do the grounding exercise and see what happens. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then I want you to blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, so your mom, I got to tell you right away, I know this is your mom. I can feel the mother energy. I can feel the love coming through. And she's emphasizing her energy on the other side. And usually they do that if there was a lack of energy here in the physical world. So it's been a while since I spoke to you, Wendy. Please forgive me. I don't remember who all your loved ones are on the other side or how they died or anything like that. So some of this is going to be repeat, I think, because she's giving me a puzzle dump. You remember what puzzle dump means,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Because she's stepping forward with an enormous amount of like energy, and I feel humor. I feel like she's trying to make light of today's circumstances, like what's going on in the world. Do you know what I mean? She's like, the first thing she said was, she's like, thank God I checked out already, because that would not have been good. I would not want to be there for that. And she's making me feel like had she have still been here during this time, it would have been even more traumatic for you guys, just by the way that everybody's separated and the way everything's
Yeah.
going down. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
She has the brothers. This is the interesting thing. I see one older, one younger. I don't know if she means her brother and your brother, or if she means that you have an older brother and a younger brother on the other side, but I'm seeing the brothers. Do you understand
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I have 3 brothers. They all died at different stages.
Okay,
So
because she's bringing them forward. This is what she's doing. Why do I see Charlie Brown? Was one of them like bald?
no.
I feel like they're talking about somebody. So I don't know. Is your husband starting to lose his hair then? Somebody's losing their hair. They're referencing Charlie Brown, and I'm seeing a head, and they're making fun of somebody's head. Do you still have brothers here in the physical world?
Yes, I do.
Someone's losing their hair, Wendy. I'll bet my
Well, Gene lost it a long time ago. But
Who?
my brother Gene, he
And
lost it.
he's
He's always been
See
kind of
this?
bald.
Okay, this is what who blah blah blah. Slow down. This is who he's talking about. You got to understand, if you still have more than one brother here, it's not enough for them to say, okay, I'm talking about your brother now. They'll show me which brother they're talking about before they give me the messages for him. So they showed me Charlie Brown. So they're talking about the bald one, and then they just put the white blanket around his shoulders, which is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. And I feel like they're taking him a distance or a space. Do you understand this? Is he a distance or a space away from you?
Yes, he is.
And has he had some health or stress issues recently?
He's been fighting prostate cancer for the last few years.
That's why. So they're all stepping forward, wanting you to know that they're with him, and they know that you've been worried about him. And there's this feeling of, this feeling of like healing. It's interesting. I'm seeing this, which is my symbol for struggle or challenge in a relationship. And I feel like there's been various struggles or challenges in these sibling relationships that you have, but your mom's showing me that things are starting to heal a little bit. Do you understand that?
I understand the distance and the differences, because we're not very close. The last time I saw him, he seemed upset with me. So
I think they're telling you never underestimate the power of love, sweetie. Never underestimate the power of love. It is never too late to make a new beginning. Do you know what I mean? And if he is approaching the end of his time on earth, which I don't know if he is or not, I just know that they're all surrounding him, trying to give him healing, right? Then I'll promise you this, sweetheart, you are never going to regret sending him a letter and saying, we might not have always agreed, but I love you and I just need you to know that. And your mom is validating that she wants that. I feel like this is something that you can do to feel peace for you. Do you know what I mean? She said she's really proud of you and that she knows that this is harder than it looks. She's got me in tears, like literally. I'm keep telling her in my head, you know, I'm wearing mascara, right? Stop it. But at least one of your brothers on the other side felt like you didn't have that kind of healing with him either, and he regrets that. Do you understand? One of them on that side, you didn't have that closeness either, and he's apologizing for that, and he's saying, listen, if you can, even if the brother that's still here chooses not to accept it, at least once he gets over there, he's going to see it from a different perspective, and you're going to know that he knew at least. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just handed you a rose. That's my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. I want to go back to October. What happened? Whose birthday or anniversary was this?
Um, it's was my mom's birthday, my birthday, and the anniversary of her passing.
Oh, all in the same month. Please know she was with you. She's like talking about she's she's funny. She goes, "Too bad we couldn't have put them all on the same day. We could have got it all over with." She's making me feel like every time there was one of these days, it was like, oh, it felt like a ton of bricks on my heart. She could definitely feel that with you, but she needs you to know that she's here with you. She's not gone. She's still with you. She's thanking you for talking to her, especially on each one of those days. Do you know what I mean? I can feel that you've been talking to them a lot. They've heard you. I don't know what that means. Slow that down. Your mom just made me feel confused. I'm not sure what that's about. I feel like this is with you. Hold on. There's some confusion going on, but because it's confusion, it makes it really difficult for me to figure out which area this is connected to. I almost feel like this could be work because it feels like my stability is in question or something. There's some kind of confusion going on. Do you understand what your mom is talking about?
With work, yes, it's changing a bit and just learning a new role.
Okay, she's like, that's what we needed to validate that, and that there's still going to be some more changes coming up. But as soon as you said that, I understood exactly what she was trying to say. What she needs you to know is that when that change came in that pushed you into this new role, you didn't worry too much. You just kind of slid in, and it just was easy, right? She said, no matter what happens, no matter what it looks like coming up in the future, just know that that's how it's going to go moving forward. That if this position you're in now has to change again, that you will be eased into a new role and it will be easy, just like it was for that. They helped with that, just so you know. I feel like it wasn't as easy for maybe some of your coworkers or something. Do you understand that?
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes.
Please know they're watching over you. And I don't know why your mom keeps pulling stuff out of the oven. I keep asking her, what does she want? What does that mean? What is she doing? And she's not telling me. She's just cooking. Did your mom cook a lot?
Um, she used to bake a lot, but
Okay.
not in the last 2 years. She didn't.
I see. I know exactly why she said that. Because she's starting to pull her energy back, right? And so she's pulling stuff out of the oven. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And she's like, and as soon as you validated that, she said, exactly. When I was healthy, this is what I did for fun. And you've been missing her a lot lately. So when you need to feel close to her, go bake some muffins or something. You're going to feel her presence right beside you. And then when the oven turns off and you have to go reset the breaker, just tell her to knock it off. You know she's here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because she needs you to know that she's right there, but she's asking you to do some things that will help you feel her presence, right? Do the activities that you used to do with her that will help you feel her presence, and she will show up. She loves you very much. She's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful. Is there is there a question that we missed before I go on to somebody else? I felt like there was something I missed. It could be somebody else. I don't know. I just felt that. Ugh! That wasn't from you?
I've been wondering about my niece. My niece passed away more than a few years ago, and never heard from her.
I knew there was something else. See, when you say that, Here's the interesting thing. I could feel that there was something else here, but because of the grief and anxiety around her passing, it's very difficult for me to get a firm connection to her energy, right? I can feel that there's something there, but it's kind of like it, I always describe it as like grief and anxiety distorts energy the same way that water will distort sound. You'll still hear it, but it'll feel muffled, right? The second that you said niece, boom, her energy stepped forward very strong. So I got this sudden, unexpected, traumatic passing. That this, and again, she's taken me some time. Well, you said some years before, but she's saying
About
the
six,
exact,
yeah,
pardon me?
about 6 years ago, six or
Yeah.
7 years ago.
You said some time ago. She's taken me back some time ago, but she's saying that it was sudden. It was way too sudden. And now I'm not sure if she means her life or her death because she's showing me this at the same time. Slow down. I'm not even looking at you yet because she's like right here doing charades. She's showing me this, which is my symbol for diagnosis or something that gets that kind of it. How do I explain this symbol? It's like I knew something was wrong kind of symbol, or there's something that was going on that we knew about, but
Yeah.
then she does this. It happens suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically. So the entire situation felt so traumatic that it's hard for me to get that firm connection until we clear away some of this distortion. Does that make sense? How did she pass? Is this like,
It was cancer.
okay. I'm like, is this, I couldn't figure out if it was disease or if this was substance because I felt so sick. There's just nausea, like puking and puking and puking.
Yeah, she suffered.
And they don't always show me cancer that way, hey? But I always see substance abuse that way because I'm allergic to alcohol and stuff. So she's not suffering on the other side. She said she's got beautiful hair again. That's all she cares. She was more worried about her hair than anything. She's like, it's not fun to be bald.
Yeah.
Slow that down. She just showed me her picture and I saw thank you. And I feel like it was moved or transferred. Do you know what she's talking about? Did you just do something with her picture? She's moving it. I don't know what that means.
No.
So her mom is your sister-in-law
My sister.
or your sister? Tell her that. Tell her that she said, thank my mom for moving the picture or what she did with the picture. Because she's giving you something to give to her mom because her mom's still having a hard time with this as well. Your sister still has a hard time with this. So she's giving her, what is the number one thing that the dead do? Is they try to validate that they're in the room with you, right? So she said, you tell my mom, thank you for changing the picture or moving the picture. There's something about the moving or the changing of the picture. So when the dead say something like that, you might not be able to validate that right now because it's not for you. It's meant for you to tell her so that when you say that to her and she never told you about what she did, she will know that your niece is in the room. Does that make sense?
Yeah. They put a tree up for her at a park
Yeah.
with a plaque on it, and the beaver chewed it down. But they saved the plaque before it.
Shut up. So it's not a picture, it's a plaque. That's exactly, I'm seeing them moving this thing. She's saying thank you for this and the moving of it. And oh my God. So she knows. But see, I don't have no plaques and beavers in my head to be able to tell you that. The closest thing I can do is they are moving this thing. So she knows. Aw. And she's like, so your sister must live a distance away as well. You guys aren't in the same city or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because she said, after Christmas, we're getting together or something, and just give my mom the biggest hug from me. She's definitely there. Oh, she's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful. Now I feel like we cleared the air. Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome, hun. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay, so I don't know who I'm going to go to next. Interesting. Oh boy, you guys. So Wanda, I think I'm going to you. You've been doing some walks in nature recently, right? Because I have a lady coming forward and my face is getting itchy. I think this is your daughter coming through because there's some disfiguration there coming forward. Mm.
Hi.
Hi, hun. Okay, this is definitely for you.
Oh,
Are you sick right now, hun? Are you feeling not so good right now?
no, my husband is not feeling well and my son.
Okay, I can feel the energy around you, and all I know, as soon as I tapped into your energy, I can feel your daughter just said they're not feeling good. She's not feeling good. She's not feeling good. Well, he or she, I don't know. I just heard not feeling good. Okay, so I know I'm definitely with you.
Yes.
All right, let's do this, okay? Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close
Okay.
your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Ah, interesting. Okay. So I have the old, I don't think it's your mom. Your mom's not passed, is she? Maybe she is, because I
Yes.
just heard hello when I said that. Okay, so hold on. I got three generations coming through here. I got the mother figure, the lady to the side, and then your daughter. So you have a mother, a sister, and a daughter on the other side, then, correct?
Yes, I do.
All right, they're all coming through together. You know what I heard? So your son and your husband are not injected, correct?
They're not. Yes.
Because do you know what I heard? The reason why I know that is because I heard your daughter step forward and kissed your cheek and she said, Mom, huh, they just got the real one from God. Because when God dishes out a injection, I'm using that word instead of the V word, it actually works. So what are the whole purposes of these things supposed to be? It's supposed to make it so that you can't get sick from this anymore, like chickenpox. If you've had chickenpox, you can't get it again, right?
Yes.
They're being, what's the word I'm looking for, inoculated right now. By being sick right now, they will not get this again, and they will be protected from getting it in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
She said, so don't worry, they're going to be okay. They're both stronger um, well, she's funny. Your daughter especially is laughing about the man flu. Laugh because we all know what the man flu is like. And she's like, oh, my dad is the worst. My dad is the worst. That's so funny. She's like, Mom, I promise you they're going to be okay. And you know what? This is important because they have some kind of trip, hunting trip or something like this that's coming up in a month or so, or maybe even less. And they need to make sure that they're healthy for that and that they're not going to get sick. So by letting them get a little bit sick now, their body's going to build up those antibodies, and then they're going to be protected against anything that they come in contact with in the future.
Yay. I like that.
Your mom said that she's glad that you're not extremely worried about this, and your attitude makes a bigger difference on this than you even realize. You visualizing them healthy and getting over this and viewing it like the chicken pox. When I don't know, I'm an old school mom, right? When my first one was born in 1993, and back then when you saw one of the neighborhood kids have chicken pox, you would tell your kids, go rub up against him, go like, get all over him, make sure that we get this over with now so you don't get it when you're older. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
They're developing that immunity, and I think as long as you visualize that in your head, because we don't get scared of it back then, go, oh my god, I hope they don't die from the chicken pox. No, we're like, you'll be fine, you'll live, right? As long
Yes.
as you have that same attitude and you keep doing your day-to-day things, they're going to be just fine. I'm seeing you doing a lot of nursing and chicken soup kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes, they
Like
finally need me.
I'm telling you, as soon as I connected to your energy, I can feel it all over you. There's no mistake in that energy. And what's I think is hilarious is that not only can I feel it around you, but you've got all the nurturing mother figures on the other side, including your daughter, that are stepping forward, trying to help you nurture the members of your family get back to health. They keep showing me going out for walks. Just keep making sure that you take your everyday walks. You understand
Okay.
that? Have you been putting those on hold to stay in the house and take care of them?
Yeah, I
Mm.
keep,
Yeah, see, even though you need to take care of them, it's important to still get out for that 15 or 20 minutes to yourself because the vitamin D that comes through your body is extraordinarily important. It clears out your energy and it fills you up with energy so you have more to give to them. Does that make sense?
yes, it does.
Just know this too shall pass and that they're being protected right now so that they're going to be healthy when they're needed. And again, I'm seeing this hunting trip or something coming up. Do you know what they're talking about?
Um,
They're both men going.
yeah, I do. I think they're planning on doing that over on my husband's territory.
Yeah, I can feel it. So this is just making sure that they're not going to be sick and that they're going to be healthy for that.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your mom is like washing the floors as she's pulling her energy back, and your daughter kissed your cheek. She's like, I love you. But why is your mom washing your floors? Did you just wash them? Why she said
Uh,
we did this before.
yes.
Hold on a second. She said we do this every day, Tracy. I think I said this to you before. That's why I think she said just leave the floor and go for a walk.
Okay.
Because you wash the floor every day. That's
Yes.
funny. She's like, put the mop down, go for a walk. Oh,
Yeah.
aw. Love you so much, hon. Deep breaths. This is like almost over. The man flu will be almost over. And I don't know what they just by the way there it doesn't seem like a long message, but it feels like an exciting one. It's kind of like if you never knew what Christmas was and I said, "Hey, you might want to make sure you get ready because there's this big event coming on the 25th." They're not going to tell you what it is, but they're telling you to get ready. Do you know what I mean? Spirit is
Yes.
helping you to be ready. Goodness, my shirt's coming off. Spirit's helping you to be ready for something that's coming up in your world. They're making sure everybody in your household is healthy.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you.
I hope it was helpful.
Oh, yes. It's always helpful.
Have an amazing rest of your day, Wanda.
You too. Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, bye. Okay, Amanda, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you.
Hi.
You know, I've had you on my mind on and off for a couple of weeks, maybe a week. I don't know. I posted something on my story and I don't remember what it was. It was something about relationships and let me try to remember. Do you remember what it was? Because you liked it or you commented on
I
it?
vaguely remember. Yeah. What was it?
It was something about
I don't
letting
remember.
go of relationships that are not for you and moving forward to ones that are.
Yes.
Long story short. And the reason why that's what I remember from it is because ever since then, it's almost like it highlighted an energy string that your grandmother wanted to bring up this time because every couple of days you'd pop in my head and that thing would pop in my head and it's like she's like, don't forget to say something the next time she comes, right? Don't forget to say something. Don't forget to say something. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so here we are. I'm saying something. She wants to talk about that. So let's do this. She's like going a mile a minute. We haven't even done the connection exercise yet.
All right.
Interesting. All right. Both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, I know why. Okay. So the annoying part is that spirit makes me use my own life in order to be able to say what she wants you to say, which is annoying because it's personal, but here we go. Because she said that you and I have a similar situation that was going on in that relationship department. And so what she showed me, what I like how she's like, does it, she just gets right to it now. Hey, there's no, I'm
Yeah.
grandma, I'm grandpa, there's no, go right to what I'm talking about. Anyway, she's showing me that there's this relationship that I think you've been broken up from for some time, but it still kind of owns your heart or crippled your heart to, in a sense that you haven't been able to get back to the bus stop. You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
You haven't been able to get back to that spot where you're free and clear for dating.
Yes.
Even though you would not get back into a relationship with that person, your heart just can't let go, right?
Yeah.
So I was in that spot. I shouldn't say been in that. I was in that spot for over a decade. And it's maddening. And I'll tell you this much, sweetie, what your grandma wants you to know is that that energy will last forever unless you actively work to change it, which I didn't for a very long time because it's painful, because you have to be willing to put yourself out there again, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to think about relationships. And even thinking about relationships is something that this is the thread that she's telling me that you and I have in common is because you've had that painful situation in the past. You don't even like to think about them.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, no, not thinking about them. I'm going to push that sucker down.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Well, and that was it. I had that really bad one, and then I met this one, and then it was like, well, it's not going to work either, but it still holds a space because it was kind of safe and it was fine, but it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. And it was easier than see what you were experiencing right there was kind of like filler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's even painful, right? Because it makes you feel like you're even more broken.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's what I had to learn is that sometimes our energy, and I don't understand how it exactly works, but our energy can get just intertwined around somebody else's energy. And there's nothing mentally, we can't think our way out of it. It's kind of like you have to break that, you have to cut that cord, that energetic cord
Yeah.
between the two of you. And not just between you and him, but between the pain and you.
Right.
So what I mean by that is if you can visualize that pain, a cord going from you to the pain and visualize the pain like a blob of pain. And then you can visualize yourself not just cutting that cord, but burning it and just
I think the time I'm having a hard time is because he's I work with him.
Yep.
So it's
But you
I'm
understand
greatly
this is,
encouraged.
you understand this is spirit's way. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because what did we just say? You have to be able to talk about it and not stuff it down, and you can't. So
Yeah.
what does spirit do? Puts it right in your face so you can't avoid
Yeah.
it. Do you understand? That means that this is happening for you. That means that there is a different perspective possible. So when you go to work and you see him there, hold on a second. Slow that down. Say that a different way, Grandma. Part of this is about taking your power back. It's about different ways that we give away our power, right? We give away our power in pain, but then in this situation, you've kind of given away your power as well, because when you're going to work now, you're filled with all this dread and you like your job. I can feel it. You love your job, but there's this, maybe not dread, but the emotion. And here's the thing, if you can take responsibility for this and you can say to this person what you need to say, that this isn't going to work. I care about you as a friend or whatever this is, but I can't do this.
Well, and that's
You're-
kind of where it was. Yeah. So I said that, but
Yep.
then he'll call me for work and he'll be like, I miss you, I love you. And it's like, I don't want that. But then it's like my heart is still like, oh, I like hearing that. It's like, oh,
See, that's the double-edged sword, which is to
Yeah.
remind you, that's so you don't do what I did and stay single for a dozen years. Because that's easy to do. I can distract myself with lots of other things very
Yeah.
easily. And so what spirit is kind of doing is allowing you to remember the feeling of being loved and wanting to be loved, and trying to get you to psychologically look at this and see that this is not the person you want to be loved by. Those are two different things, right? You have to be able to say to this gentleman and say, well, and to yourself, not to the gentleman. This is a conversation you have to have with yourself. And you have to say, okay, Amanda, it's okay that I want that in my life. I still want that in my life. I just don't want it with him. And if he says those types of things to me, then I have to tell him to stop saying those things to me, because it's uncomfortable. And I think if he says those things to you and you say, that really makes me uncomfortable, do you think he's going to say them again?
No.
The reason why he's saying them is because you're not answering him honestly. And if you don't answer him honestly, you're not answering you honestly. And if you're not answering him or you honestly, then this situation doesn't go away.
Yeah.
So you can't unstick yourself from this situation until you find your voice. And you don't have to be addicted to find your voice. You just say, I'm not interested in you that way. And I'm very uncomfortable whenever you say that to me. And they'll stop saying that. And when you do that, and then you say, okay, universe, I like the things that he was saying to me, though. Because here's the thing, every single relationship that we are in teaches us either what we want from a relationship or what we really don't want.
Yeah.
Every single relationship we are in teaches us something new, right? So from this little mini relationship, from the bad one, you learned a lot about what you don't want, which in turn tells you what you do, right? So if in the bad relationship you got no attention, then that means that you want more attention. If he was abusive, then that means you want somebody sweet. If he was dull, you want charming. Do you see what I'm saying? It's the opposite end. It always tells you what you actually want in your world. And once you can start asking for that, it will show up. But if you don't know what you want, then how can you ask for it?
Right.
So sometimes relationships come in, it's like foods. If you go to a new restaurant, you've never tasted anything in that restaurant, how do you know what you like? You kind of have to taste a little bit of each menu. And some things are going to burn your mouth, and some are going to be just bland. And eventually the porridge will be just right. But I feel like this is the last stage where you're at right now. The reason why she wanted me to bring this up with you right now is because you are so close to being over this hurdle. It's not even funny.
I've been focusing really hard on it too. I think I've been talking to myself, but also to her, being like, look, I don't want this, but why do I feel like I still do? But I know I don't.
That's why. Because you want the behavior, not the person. And when you can verbalize that inside yourself and with him, then spiritually you close that door. Then the universe hears it and goes, oh, okay, not him, someone else, but all of those behaviors. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it will change very quickly.
Awesome.
She's like, yeah, this is like, and I feel like faster than you're thinking it's going to change. So get excited. I feel like this will free him as well, because I feel like he's stuck in a headspace of thinking of what can I do to earn her respect? What can I do to make her think about me? What can I do to talk to her? Like, he's stuck almost in an obsessive state. And if you can be honest, what?
I said he's stuck in a lot of ways, but yeah.
Yeah. So if you can be honest and just be polite but be honest and say, I'm sorry, I'm just not interested in you that way. And that makes me, and see, I think telling him that is not going to be enough, because he's got a bit of an ego there. I can feel it. So you have to say, that makes me uncomfortable. because that's like kicking them in the balls, unfortunately, to men. Men have little itty bitty egos. No,
Yeah.
no offense to any men watching this, but you do. And so if you say something like that, he will be back right off.
Okay.
And then that puts you so much quicker to somebody coming in your world. There is someone coming in soon.
Oh. I mean, I'm open to it. I feel like we had this conversation a long time ago, and I was like, no, no, no. And I was like, okay, no, I'm open to it. But then I felt like, yeah, this has kind of been a block.
Well,
Yeah.
you unblocked it when you started writing, because
Yeah.
you said block and your grandma unlocked it and showed me the pen. You started writing some time ago about this, and
Yeah.
that is unblocking it. And that's why the universe is giving you these little signs. And I love how they do it, right? You can always tell what the universe is trying to say to you, right? So if it's trying to tell you that you still have to deal with this situation, it's not dealt with, then you have to work with this guy. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in your face, deal with it. Aw. She's pulling her energy back and getting very excited. And as they do, just so you know, as she's pulling her energy back, your grandfather must be on the other side as well,
Yes.
because she just
I
said,
had a
by the
question
way,
for him.
what?
I had a question for him actually.
Okay,
My grandma did.
she brought him forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma, she was wanting to know if he had anything about her health. Her health hasn't been great lately.
So this is grandpa on the other side.
Yeah.
Does your grandma, so is this mom's mom that's still
It's
here?
my dad's mom.
That's still here, and then it's
Yeah.
dad's or mom's mom that's on the other side, and
Yes.
so dad's dad that's here. I'm getting this right. I hear a lot of humming and singing. Does your grandma hum?
She's home, like she has the radio on at home all day, so I'm sure she does. Because she lives by herself, so she always has the radio going.
And he takes me to the head, and I feel like I'm getting headaches. I feel like I have to lay down a lot, and I'm seeing the mobility issue.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I see him around her. He puts the white blanket around her shoulders, but I feel like he's saying, just be patient, just be patient, just be patient, just be patient. Because there's so many new health technologies and things like this coming out, right? Is she having trouble getting a breath?
So yeah, she has breast cancer, but they just found a mass on her lung.
Okay,
They're gonna biopsy it, I think today or tomorrow.
this is why my head hurts. This is why my head hurts.
Yeah.
But he's showing me that she's having trouble taking a deep breath, and this is why I have to keep laying down. See, the dead will never tell me, sweetie, if somebody is going to pass or not. All they will show me is if they are around that person.
Yeah. Well, I
And
think that's what she wanted to know, and I was like, she's not gonna tell us that.
they will not tell you if you're
Yeah.
gonna die. Sorry.
Yeah.
But they will tell you different things that will validate their presence, things that there's no way I could know.
Yeah.
I know that he loves her enormously. Slow this down. He's smoking on that side, and then he said, don't tell on me, don't tell on me. So I don't think he's supposed to be smoking. I don't know if he like quit a long time before he passed or something.
Probably. Like I never knew him to smoke.
Ask her what that means,
Okay.
because he feels like a naughty little boy. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like he's teasing her, going, he's up there doing all the bad stuff he can now, because when she gets over there, he's not going to be allowed to do nothing.
Yep, that would be like it.
Just know that he's with her, and he goes with her to those appointments. When you said that she's going to one recently, I can feel the fear around her.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's because he said she's not alone, she's not alone, she's not alone. And I just said to him in my head, well, duh, somebody would have had to take her. And he's like, yeah, but then they put her in a room and she thinks she's alone.
Yeah.
She's not alone. He's there with her.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I just recently started telling her that I was doing this, like, and talking to you, and like, and she's like, really? Like, I think she didn't really believe anything. And then I was telling her stuff, but like you had told me to tell her, and she was like, there's no way like you would have known that. I'm like, I know, it's crazy. It's so cool. Like, just recently, and that's why she asked me to ask if there was anything.
He wants her to keep singing to her and keep humming,
Okay.
because he wants her to keep singing and humming to him, because I feel like that gives him comfort. Like, I feel like she's puttering around the house and he's right there and he's still sitting in his chair and she's humming away. And she got a lot of plants.
Yeah, she's been taking care of her plants. Yeah.
He's like showing me that he walks around with her as she's like watering the plants and
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's there.
Awesome.
Tell her to keep talking to him and he will keep showing up for her, because I feel like he flicked the lights or he did something. He's very proud of himself. He just patted himself on the back. I feel like she asked for a big sign and he brought it.
That's awesome.
So ask her what he did and just go, yeah, that was
We've
him.
been talking about feathers.
There you go.
He says that these feathers show up all the time. I'm
So
like,
that's
that's
him.
him. That's not a coincidence.
Because all I know is he's showing me patting his back, his own back, that he's been showing up for her big time and in ways that will blow her mind.
That's awesome.
Aw, as he's pulling his energy back, he said that's because love never dies.
Yes.
No, I hope that was helpful, hon.
It was. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, Pearl, I'm not sure if I should do yours today or if I should wait until next week, because we've only got like 9 minutes and I don't have a lot of time. I have an appointment right after this one. So I'm going to leave this up to you. I could do now or later. Your grandma's like, whatever works for you.
I could wait till next time.
You want to do it next time? You'll have more time then. I don't want to cut you short. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I can wait till next time.
Okay. Oh, she just like kissed your cheek and grabbed you like this.
Okay, thank you, Tracy.
All right. Okay, you guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I will see you back here again on Saturday. And hi, Steph, I saw you come in at the end. But I also just want to remind you guys real quick about tonight. Go to my Facebook page, Real Tracy Horsman Medium, and like the Facebook page. And then come back at 6 o'clock tonight. We're going to give away some free live readings and a couple of free private readings and maybe a couple other surprises. So I'll see you then. Have a great one, guys. Bye.